Yo,
Hey,
hello.
yo, can you hear me?
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. At the beginning, I could hear you, but mine wasn't going through. So,
Okay, cool.
cool. How's it going?
Good. Excited.
Nice. Yeah, me too. First lesson of the year
Oh, nice.
and first stream of the year. So, okay, what's the plan for today? What are we gonna be going over?
So I think since last time, I feel like I've made pretty good progress.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like game plan wise, I think I like straight up understand the game now, where before I was just more like guessing.
Mm-hmm.
I watched like a bunch of your old lessons. I actually watched a bunch of like Drugged Fox lessons, like old ones, like the Shogunate ones, and that helped
Okay.
a lot too. Um, the things I struggle now with in tournament is sometimes I'll be doing what I think is the game plan, and
Okay.
I'll just get like exploited. Like
Okay. No,
someone better than me.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's good. you
Okay.
want you want to be doing the thing that you are not that you think is the game plan. Like that is the game plan. Like the game plan will improve and change. But I get what you're saying. That like you feel like it's the right option, but then you get bodied for it. And
Yeah. And
like that is actually the what that is what you want. That is like the correct way to lose. Is that you were like, well, I thought I was doing the right thing, but then I lost. Because then you can just look at the VOD and fix it and then improve the game plan.
okay, that makes sense because I think for today the lesson I was hoping was like the the Posh set was a good one because I feel like um I stuck to the Falco Ditto gameplay the entire time. Um
Mm-hmm.
and he was just kind of able to be like one step above me, so I want to watch that one with you to see
Okay.
where.
Okay, let's
Um
start with that one.
and then the Glasper one is one where I did watch it and I already know I like deviated from the game plan.
Mm-hmm.
Probably because I got like frustrated with how hard I lost my first stock and
Okay.
I wanted kind of help like with how to kind of do a VOD review, I was hoping
Okay.
going forward.
Yeah, no, we can definitely do that. Just as a thing to mention, like it's better to stick to the game plan and get four stocked than try to super deviate and then like I don't know, it works out slightly better and you still lose or something like that.
Yeah.
Because like you're just trying to maximize like every tournament set rather than thinking about winning, you should be like I'm going to try to maximize the value of the VOD. Like that's kind of like the goal. Um like I don't know, let's say I'm playing like H-Box or something. That's the idea. Is I'm like, well, like maybe I'll win. Like maybe I'm good enough to win this time. But if I'm not, I want to make sure that that VOD is not just me like full hop down airing to the top platform and then he shield drop up airs me and I get rested or something. Like something really stupid. Like I just want to do the plan, do the stuff that I think is good, and then like just see how it works out. So not getting thrown off the plan if something goes wrong. Like even if you get destroyed game one of a set, you need to just stick with it like no matter what.
Yeah. And
There can be like small adjustments. Like oh, this person is really patient. I need to step up my patience. I was running in too much. Like stuff like that, that's fine. But the general plan needs to just stay rock solid.
yeah, that makes sense. And I think I'm at the phase now where getting knowledge from like you and other players is helping because it's like I'll play like the best Falcon I've played so far at Verdugo, and
Mm-hmm.
I'll do the game plan, and then he'll like jump over my lasers, hit me, and I'm like, oh shit, I don't know, I'm just getting hit out of everything, and then I hit this kind of phase where I'm like, the game plan I'm doing, like I just die instantly, and I kind of hit this wall, and I think it'll be in the Glasper game where it feels like even doing the game plan, I'm like so far behind that every like step I take, like they already know what I'm about to do, if that makes sense.
Right. Yeah. So like I said, it's totally fine to like have that feeling. And like when you're having that feeling in tournament, the direction you should go is like whatever, I guess I'll just keep doing the game plan and watch the VOD later. Like
Okay.
it's all
Let me
just
see
about
it.
the VOD. Like in the moment, we actually like the only thing we can really do in a melee set is like not choke. We actually don't have like that much power over what we're gonna do because we're like 99% just gonna like stick to our practice regardless, like no matter how badly we want to change things, you know. Like literally, like you can try your absolute hardest to play a matchup in a way that's different from the way you practiced, and you'll still just be like, oh, yep, there's that roll I do every time in friendlies, you know? Like,
Yeah,
you won't be able to really help it. So just don't worry about it too much and just sort of focus on, like, oh, I'll adjust a lot for next time.
okay, that makes sense. I think that maybe starting with the Posh game and then
Yeah,
the glass.
sounds good. Okay, let me get my screen share set up for you. Computer's lagging a little bit for no reason. Hopefully it's not messing up the stream too badly.
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay. All right, so gonna hop in. You are which one?
I'm green.
Green, okay. Okay. I don't like this, but we'll pass it for now. Like this is bad.
Yeah, going in,
And you
I've
get
reviewed it. I know I have like really bad habits.
Mm-hmm.
I think mostly from like
Hey, this is good. I don't know if you got this from a lesson with me, but I love this. This short hop laser. Those are so good. Okay. Okay. I like that you're at least approaching off the side plat. Like, it's not the worst strategy in the world. Okay. Okay, so this is the matchup, I would say, out of pretty much every matchup in the game among the top tiers. Falco has the strongest pressure. Like, Falco's pressure on Falco is super sick, nasty, crazy, impossible to deal with. Like, if you are shielding and the other Falco lasers your shield, you are not gonna win whatever ensuing mix-up is gonna happen. Like, you're just not. It's like a 20-80 matchup. So when you end up in a situation, and that's why so much of the Falco Ditto is just you get your laser on them, and then you make something happen. If they get their laser on you, you need to just be like a full hop machine.
Yeah.
Falco has a really hard time actually covering his own full hop because, you know, down air coming down, like Falco isn't the strongest character at like rising aerials, you know? Like, he's not very good at moving up with aerials, and he's really good at coming down with aerials. So, like, whoever kind of full hops first has this really nice, tight, like, defensive position. And so, basically, oh, and this is, like, something that I use to sort of keep my brain on right with this, is that, like, if you get lasered pretty much at any range, and you immediately do dash back, full hop away, and waveland down on a side platform, the other Falco, there isn't like a move that they have that can reach you ever, like pretty much. And so like you can always just know like, hey, if I'm standing there and they laser me and I just dash away full hop to the side plat, like, and like waveland, like I'll be safe all the time. And if I full hop, I'll be safe almost all the time, just like in place. And so like anytime, so like okay, so obviously when this happens, you don't really have like a hope to get away. I guess like you had a hope to shield, but then, you know, it looked like you moved out of shield at that moment or something. But you didn't really have like, it was too close for you to like full hop. I would have said that right here, your best option is to roll. Like right here, I would just immediately roll. I probably would have gotten shield poke too, but that's basically what I would think here, is just pick a direction and roll. You're too close for anything to really, anything else.
Okay.
You can also shine. Like, if you're just like, I don't know, like, just mash shine. Like, mash shine. Mash shine or roll, basically. And, like, I don't think mashing shine is that good, but, like, sometimes it'll work because it's frame 1. Okay, so you get comboed out of, like, that bad back air. Okay.
Is that an example of, like, where just wake up shine is, like, fine? Like, when I'm on the left there, he was below me, and because I do it a lot.
Right here?
Like, like, right after this, I'll tech left, and then, oh, wait, right here, I think.
Yeah.
And then I just shine there.
Nah, I just shield here. Shield or crouch. I think that the shine is like,
Too
um,
old.
I don't know, like either they're gonna hit you before you're out of stun, or they're gonna do some sort of weird pressure after you're out of stun. Uh, but they're not usually gonna be like on top of you on the exact frame you're actionable and not doing anything. So
Hmm.
it's just like a situation where like, yeah, the shine is cool, but they're never gonna be in the range of the shine, like almost ever, like ever. So I don't recommend shining here. Why not just like buffer a full hop? You know? Okay. Okay, so like right here, as soon as this happens, so you're trying to get the laser control, this happens, and you already got lasered. And so the thing I talk about in this matchup, the two most important things are laser control, obviously, and dash momentum.
Yeah.
If you are the Falco without the dash momentum, you will lose almost every mix-up. So in this situation, you got lasered, and he has his dash out, and you don't have the possibility of dashing. As soon as either of these situations occurred, like they have their dash out and I'm stuck in shield, or they're lasering me and so they, have a frame advantage. Anytime that either of those situations occur, your brain should immediately be like stalemate. Stalemate. Like in this matchup in particular, every time that happens, you should think stalemate. There is no situation that you want to play out of this which involves combat, which you win. Probably the best thing is to just double jump out of this and waveland right here. Waveland down right here. Because you're like pretty safe.
When you say stalemate, does that ever involve using lasers, or is it literally like get away, like full jump,
You
waveland
want to
away?
get to a position where their laser control is no longer like a thing. It's kind of like, I talk about getting openings with Falco, is you want the laser to be like part of the narrative of how you got the hit. Like, oh, I hit him with this laser out of the air and then they fell, and then during the time they were falling, I got another laser to get closer, and then I baited out an up tilt and I hit him. Like that sort of thing is like, you want like the narrative of how you got the hit to involve your laser control. And so the point of stalemating is you just put yourself in some sort of a safe position for some period of time, usually going to the platform or getting out of the way like vertically, such that that laser narrative has kind of like died down.
Okay.
That like they clearly don't have laser control anymore. Now you're in like a very even, safe position, and then your goal from there, and Falco doesn't really have an advantage or disadvantage. Like Falco on top plat and Falco on the ground aren't at a massive advantage or disadvantage to each other. It's a very like stable position and very like stalemating, where neither of you can really do a lot from that spot. So your goal is to reset basically, and then come back into the game, from a platform or from vertically with your own laser, in the hopes of like, can you get them with your laser?
Yeah, instead of doing this like retreating laser right away when I land, I should have just landed and gotten out of there.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, here double jump waveland is good, but when you end up here, especially like here, you have to double jump out of these lasers. If Falco ever hits you with a laser in the air like this, just double jump.
Okay.
It's like Falco's double jump speed is so fast that like you would just pop right out of here, and especially as soon as you get above them, like you double jump and now you're here, they don't really want to jump into your down airs, and so they're usually not gonna. You'll usually get a chance to maybe land or something like that, or even just double jumping straight above them like this. Like they don't really want to deal with that. Let's see, what was I gonna say? There was one more thing I was gonna say. Alright, I'll mention it later on in the video when I have like a clip for it. But yeah, okay, so you want to get out of here. Oh, I was just gonna say that the way that openings typically happen in like an advanced form of this matchup is like one person gets laser control, the other person stalemates, then somebody gets laser control again. It could be either person, somebody stalemates, and you sort of like repeat this until you end up in maybe like, let's say you end up in a position where you laser them here and they're like here, and they try their dash away full hop waveland, but you're just close enough and they did it enough times that then you read them and you full hop shine their waveland on the platform.
Okay.
Something like that. Like you read them
Yeah.
by moving in extra close, and then when they waveland here to stalemate, you're like, aha, I've got you. Or you get the laser on them and you're close enough that they don't feel like full hopping, because sometimes it doesn't really work. And then, like I said, there's a lot of pressure to like roll and stuff like that, and then you can get them. And then if they don't roll, you get shield pressure into shine grabs or shield pokes or more roll reads and stuff like that. So in like a theoretical framework where both players play this matchup perfectly, it might stalemate forever. I don't know for sure. But normally I feel like I'm kind of stalemating and they're kind of stalemating, and eventually you find like a position that's like a little bit less stable, and then you try to win out of that. Okay, yeah, so like right here, you get hit by this Nair. You're clearly in like a bad spot. Get out of there. You gotta get out of there. You can waveland, you can wave dash back, you can backflip, you can full hop in general. If you're crazy and you get hit by this, just attack in, you don't have to, but you can't just like passively sit there. Like defending will lose every time. Like he's never, most Falcos are not going to give you like an early aerial into shine out of shield here or something like that. They will just mess you up. Which he does, or they do. They do this laser grab, and it's like, yeah, no like out of shield stuff was really going to like solve that problem.
Yeah. And that's definitely a really bad habit I have, is in this matchup especially, is sit and shield and like I think I'm thinking in the moment.
Mm-hmm. And so yeah, look at what this other Falco was doing to you. So you get the pressure on them, but you mess up with I think you probably try to dash attack or something. I don't know. But okay, so basically we're in this sort of unstable position, and then they get you to roll and they come after you. You probably could have shielded this, but it was just kind of the idea that like when they have a somewhat advantaged position like this, they know that your options are either like stand here and get lasered again into a perfect pressure, or full hop or roll. And they can't really cover the full hop. And so they just decide to kind of cover like roll / wave dash in / wait and shield. And so that's why they wave dash over here to like start pressuring your shield. But then when you roll, they're like, oh, I can just kind of adjust and get this. And it wasn't perfect by them. But it's just kind of like the general idea that like when you get the pressure on the other Falco, recognize how strong that pressure is.
Okay.
Okay, good. And look at this. This is what I was talking about before. So you get this. This is great. This is great. This is great. This is great. All of this was really, really good. That whole sequence was good. But notice that when you hit them with the laser, they're just going to double jump out. And this is what you need to be doing too. Where you hit him out of the air right here, and you can't even get this laser because he approaches. And then how do you feel here? You don't feel great because he's about to come down with his down air.
Yeah.
And so it creates kind of like an awkward position for you. And a lot of times, it ends up as being the aggro Falco of they're in this position and they go bam, bam, and they go out here. You're a lot of times going to end up either letting them stalemate over here. Like you kind of have to make like a read in this position where you want it to be kind of low risk. Like you're like, well, are they going to come down right here? Well, then maybe I'll do dash back laser so that then when they land, my laser hits them and I get my pressure again. Or I'm going to read them going to the side plat, so I'll run under here and see if they land, and then maybe I'll get a shine on the landing and stuff like that. So you want to kind of make somewhat safe positional reads here, where you don't really have a lot of risk, but you might be right. But the majority of the time, this will just end in stalemate.
Okay.
And you want to be doing what they just did right here, because from your point of view, this was really hard to actually catch them.
Yeah.
And yeah, you can do this down and out of shield here. It's fine. I don't fully recommend it, but he was at the range where Shine was going to miss your shield, so...
What would be, like, the optimal thing there?
When I'm being pressured, I literally just scream and run.
Okay.
Like, I might have just held shield for, like, one more hit and then full hopped out or something.
Okay. So you wouldn't even try to like reversal there.
I don't try to deal with it. The pressure is so strong. It's like the strongest pressure of like most of the game. Like when you are the defending Falco, you're kind of just messed over.
Okay.
Okay, nice. And this is sort of what you can do. And like this isn't perfect, but it's kind of the idea that like pretend this laser hit him. It's pretty much the same situation, and then he double jumps out of the laser. You can sort of do a thing where you're like, okay, I'm in a position where sometimes I can make a read and cover your landing.
Yeah.
And that's kind of all you can really do out of that position. If they like double jump out of the laser. Okay, good. No. So, okay, so look at this. So you do this, which is really good, where you move out of the way, but then you're here. There's no reason to go to the ground here because, like, they are already on the ground. They have, like, an advantage. You want to land on the side plat and come down with a laser. Like, your goal is, like, you are hiding in an unassailable location that they cannot get to. Like, you know, you're high up in a tower, which is on the platforms. And then you just want to poke down with your laser. Like, you don't want to be on the ground, because if you're already on the... I mean, like, if you're already on the ground, you should already be lasering, you know? And so if they're on the ground first, you just coming down to the ground, they're just going to laser. Like, you're just going to be at a disadvantage almost every time, and you're going to get hit with the laser, and you're going to double jump out of the laser and wave land on the side plat anyway. Although at more of a disadvantage than you would have been. And so the majority of the time, if you're going up like this, getting down to the ground is not like a priority. The side plat is a lot of times a stronger position, especially defensively, like way more defensively than the ground. And so if you're in a position where you're not like on the attack here and you're doing this, you definitely want to land on the side plat, do a little dash dance, or just drop through laser, and you have all these ways to approach this other Falco here. Whereas if you land on the ground, they're just going to get a laser advantage on you. Or in this case, he just gets the aerial advantage. Okay, slight missed combo, but not too bad. Yeah, okay. This is actually a good section to go over. So, okay, you avoid this. Stalemate on side plat, which is good. You come down with your own laser, but you mess it up, so he hits you, and you go, okay, back to side plat, good. He misses his laser, and then you want to maybe come down with yours. Okay, he's on the side plat, see, this is laser war, that's fine. This is all fine and dandy. Whenever you're in these platform interactions, 99% of the time, you want to be the one higher up. So, I don't know if you've seen any of my Fox, like Falco versus Fox lessons, where like Fox does his full hop, and then the key is kind of to like, because his full hop goes over your short hop, so it gives him like this advantage. But then your full hop goes over his full hop, you know, and it's kind of the same concept when you're like here, and this type of interaction happens where they go like this. You just want to full hop and be the one coming down on them, like the majority of the time, because the down air is just so strong here.
So I would like drift. I would full hop, but like drift in a way where I can come down because he jumped first. Okay.
Yeah, like you're gonna come down on him. He doesn't really have anything here. The most he can go for is maybe shield drop shine, and you know, late nair shine beats shield drop shine, or you can just full hop above him and then, you know, drift back, or full hop above him and like fall through him. Or, you know, you still have your double jump. So you can full hop up, and then you don't like it, you can just double jump back and kind of get over here or over here. No, this is a bad position. Something to keep in mind is if the position doesn't feel entirely favorable in this matchup, just run away.
Okay.
This isn't like a matchup with a lot of room for nuance in that sense. Like if you're in this spot and you clearly don't like it, you should be getting out of here. You should not be waiting for anything in this spot. That's something that this matchup has that, or this matchup lacks, that the Fox matchup has a lot. Where the Fox matchup, there's like tricky defense, you know? Like there's like, you can kind of get in a weird spot and you just kind of shield, and then the Fox is like, why is he shielding there? And they early nair you, and then you just hit him out of it, right? This matchup does not really have a lot of that. You can sometimes get it, but it's really a big gamble. There's The only maybe tricky defense is like doing like CC versus jump into down air at like very low percent. But there's no like tricky shield. There's no like, he's here and I'll kind of just hold my shield in like a weird way and maybe he'll hit it and I shine out his shield. Like, nah. The pressure is too strong.
So you're like taking turns being on offense.
The turns are like huge. This is probably the most turn-based thing in like the whole game.
Like football. Like literally, like you're just taking turns, going back and forth.
Yes, like the turns are extreme. I see them as like very, very cut and dry.
Okay, that actually. So like, if it's his turn, I shouldn't be focused on like converting like my turn into offense. It's like, let me just go to stalemate so then I can get my turn now.
Yeah, if it's his turn, literally scream and run. Like actually, like you don't even have to be like, what if I wasn't gonna scream and run? Like sometimes against the really fast characters, you have to like run away while like acting like you're gonna come in. Like against Fox, you're like, I'm gonna come in. Just kidding, retreating laser. But against Falco, you can literally scream and run because he's the same speed as you.
Yeah.
So like he can never catch you. And so every time it's not your turn, just don't even deal with him. And then your goal is to make it your turn, and then you push your turn and hope that he can't really deal with it.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Okay, so you almost had this situation done really well, but this laser missed. If this laser hit, you would have been in a great spot. One thing also is it's really common for Falcos to like do this back air out here. Like most Falcos, I would say, would have back aired you here for this short hop back air. And so it's kind of like where I say, like the whole like rule of threes against Sheik that I talk about sometimes? Yeah. That is like hyper relevant in this matchup. When you land a laser, you kind of just want a 1, 3, or 5. Like you either want to just laser instant attack, like laser one bait, like dash in, dash back, dash in, or honestly, you don't even want a 5. It's mostly just 1s and 3s. 2 is not very good because it's like you create space and then take it, but like creating the space doesn't really help you. The only thing that he's afraid of is you dashing in here. Like he's not, I don't know how to describe it, but basically you usually want to start with a dash in and in the ditto. And I would say the strongest is a 3. Mostly because like if you get the 1, you have a chance to kind of crush them. Like you just laser and instantly go in. But like, and I would say that like a good half the time that's a good idea, but a lot of times, especially maybe when you're at like higher percent, where like one back air could kill you, because if you're at like 0 and a back air is not going to do anything to you here, then who cares? Instantly jump in, But if you're at a percent where you might die, it's a lot better a lot of times to get this laser and just do one little dash dance bait to see if they'll. Because remember, Falco doesn't have a lot of like good defense against the pressure. So if he's going to throw something out, it's going to be like total panic mode, throw it out type thing. Yeah. So like he's just going to take laser and instant back air or instant up tilt in the hope that you're coming in. And that's what this little 3 beats. And the nice thing about it is like, unless he full hops, like let's say, I think a really common idea here, if he's not going to go for this back air, is to roll. But the nice thing is that you just catch him with more lasers. Like you just continue your strong position if he rolls. Like if you do a little 1, 2, 3, and you go 1, 2, and then he does roll, and then you do 3 with approaching laser, and now you basically recreated the same position post roll.
Yeah.
So that's just like a little thing is that like you either want to go in immediately or like tiny delay and go in, and the tiny delay I would say is like that's like the sauce. Okay. Let me go back.
Yeah, here I'm just like praying for an opening. Or wait, no, sorry, I read the percent wrong.
Yeah, I did too, and that's why, like, I got the Falcos mixed up for a split second, and that's why I went back, because I was like, oh, I'm watching white, or I'm watching blue Falco, uh-oh. I'm just so used to that being me. Okay, so I like this a lot. So, in general, this is good, and I think the difference is that in this position, you're like, I gotta kill him, you know? And it's like, why? You don't need to kill him. It's not a big deal. Like, the number of, like, this part of the screen, like, especially this part, like, the number of stocks doesn't matter that much. Like, you're not, like, the capabilities of Falco at 3 stocks and the capabilities of Falco at 4 stocks are kind of irrelevant. Like, the goal is to, like, score more points than them. Like, your goal is to get 4 points of theirs before they get 4 points of yours. Being, like, just because they got the first point doesn't mean you're gonna lose the match. All that matters is that you have a higher rate of winning points than them. The first point is irrelevant. Like,
Okay.
you've probably seen it a lot when you see, like, super top players. Like, I don't know, you see anyone. You see not probably like Zane. Let's say Cody. You might see him play against some random person, and they just take the first stock, like some random Falco, and they'll take the first stock. It doesn't matter. Like, all that matters is you taking points. So I don't want you to think of it as, like, especially in an explosive matchup like this. It's a little bit different maybe against Puff, where, like, I don't know. Okay, let me rephrase this in a little bit of a cleaner way. Because the pressure is so good in this matchup and the defense is, like, not that good, like, you can stalemate when you're ahead, but it's not like you're gonna get a lot out of it. Like, it's not like the Puff matchup where you're like, well, I'm ahead, so now she has to rush in on me. Like, man, I'm not explaining this perfectly. Give me a sec. Alright, ignoring all of that, the cleanest way to say it is that you want to play the Falco Ditto the same way regardless of the stock count. That's the best way to say it. Like, don't think about it as, like, you need to come back because they're at high percent and you're at low percent. They could zero death you this stock and it wouldn't matter at all. Or, like, sorry, if it was like, they could take this stock and then they could zero death you and then it wouldn't matter. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. Yeah, because I think that's what I mentality literally was like, oh, I'm high and they're low, so, like, it'd be great if I got a bunch of percent before I died.
Yeah, and that's what yeah. So, sorry for the miscommunication a little bit there. But that is basically the idea, is that, like, it doesn't matter. Like, Falco at 120 and Falco at 39 Falco at 0 dies from the exact same number of neutral openings. And so, like, and the stocks can just melt. You can lose 3 stocks instantly from making, like, the slightest wrong decision. So just don't worry about it too much. Don't worry about holding the stock too much. Just stay focused on, like, the turn-based thing a lot.
Okay.
And, like, the stalemating is good, but, like, yeah, if you hit him with a shine or he hits you with this back air, it's, like, the same thing. And so that's why, like, instead of being like, oh, I'm gonna chip on this percent, you're like, I'm just gonna do my lasers, and then when I get my shine, his stock will melt anyway. So, alright, glad we got past that. I was, like, trying to explain it, and I was like, not doing too great. But I think we figured it out. Okay. Yeah, this is all fine, actually. Okay. I think generally, like, you kind of do the stalemating stuff, like, without really thinking about it too much. It's just sort of like the natural state of the matchup. But you're not fully disciplined in it yet. Like, it's not in your head to do it every time. Like, right here, double jump out of the laser. Get out of there. Oh, you didn't double jump out? Right here, roll. You got to get away. Just roll away, full hop as fast as you can. Do anything you can to get away. You don't want to, like, stay there because you, like, he's not going to early aerial you. Like, they're just going to late aerial your shield like this, and you're just going to get bodied.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like I'm probably incorrectly, like, trying to time a shine out of shield and just, like, waiting for the perfect
Yeah, no, it's just not a thing.
Yeah.
The shine out of shield in this matchup is useful, but it's useful out of neutral
Yeah.
scrambles. It's
When it
useful when like nobody has the laser control and you're both kind of just standing next to each other and it's really awkward, and then you can shield. Hmm. So one thing I notice is that like you're not really comfortable with the top platform. He keeps getting, or they keep getting control of the top platform here. You can control the top platform too and come down with lasers and aerials and stuff like that. You kind of use the side plat, but you sort of have like an angle from the side plat that like side plat I can go here, I can go here, or I can go like the other one. But it's like this whole top plat is still hanging out there,
I think
and like the
Battle
other Falco is using it, but you aren't.
I think that's a Battlefield thing because I use it on Yoshi's and
Okay.
Odd, but I think I don't fully understand. I guess it is it just like the same concept, just
Yeah,
more.
okay, so because normally, like, attacking off the top platform is not that good. Uh, but why is it not good? It's not good because of Dash Dance Grab. But look who you're fighting.
Yeah.
He's not the Dash Dance Grab character. So if Falco's in the corner and you drop from here with a laser, or if he's right on below you and you kind of drop on him, I don't know, it's just kind of like, think of that spot where you lasered him and he double jumped out and then he's like coming down on you. It just feels bad. So if you're coming
Yeah.
down from top plat, it doesn't feel that great for the other Falco.
Okay.
So it's
I
like you
think
can.
I also feel uneasy on Battlefield because I can't run off. Um, I can't run off the side into like drop down laser, which like makes
Mmm.
me really inhibited.
I see. Yeah, just a part of the stage.
Yeah, it's definitely like a Battlefield thing I got to work on.
Hmm. But basically, your opponent is super comfortable with the top plat, and it just gives them like an X like this. Like they shouldn't be able to like create an advantage from doing this. Like they go up here, you're here, maybe you're in this spot, they come in down. You can just like roll or whatever. Like you shouldn't be able, like they shouldn't be able to trap you. Basically, if they're gonna go up here like this, maybe you go over here and you full hop to this height right here, or you roll
Hmm.
and get over on this side and get to the side plat and then full hop above them. Kind of like the Fox matchup where you don't want to let them get like above you or fall on you for free.
Yeah.
And so I think that's one thing is that like your opponent is getting above you like that a lot. And when you're above your opponent, you almost treat it that when you're above them, you're at a disadvantage and you got to come down. And when they're above you, you're at a disadvantage and they're coming down on you.
Yeah.
So I would say um probably my full like takeaway from this is that you're overcomplicating, not overcomplicating. You're not allowing yourself to reduce this matchup as much as you should. And so when positions are unfamiliar or chaotic, you're like, well, this is just like a position I don't know. I might as well like figure out how to play it. But that's just
Hmm.
not the case in this matchup. Like if it's not one of the situations where you're bodying them, you don't want any part of it.
Oh, I think I tried to do drop down laser
Yeah,
then.
no, I saw that. But see how he just has this top plat control. Ah, there you go. Look at this. It's so crazy.
I always do
Like,
it last talk.
but what I'm saying is like, how does this feel? Feels pretty freaking strong. Like here, like yeah, drop with the laser. He's in the corner, like because this gives you center control too. Because you're just like Yoshi's. Because you're gonna drop with something that makes them move to the side. So
Yeah.
it's like the top plat is super strong.
I think there it's like so. I think when it's that clear, I can do it. I think it's like the more nuanced situations where
Mm-hmm.
it's hard for. Yeah, I just need to like.
Yeah, and so basically, my prescription for you from this is to try to limit the chaos as much as possible. If a position is unfamiliar, try to stalemate it. Um, and then just like your goal is you have your laser approach that you want to do, and the entire game is just avoiding interaction until you get the laser that you want.
Okay.
So if it's like weird or chaotic, just leave every time. It doesn't matter. Like it's fine. um, and then just get your. So yeah, basically platform and vertical space control, like being above the opponent, is really good. Make sure you use the top plat. That's really good. Stalemate, like, religiously anytime they have an advantage or they get a laser on you. And don't try to play, like, weird, tricky shield mix-ups and stuff like that. If you don't like it, just leave. And that's about it for this Ditto, I think.
Okay.
Generally, I don't think you're playing it that badly. Like, the general direction that you're doing is fine. It's just, like, messy, and then the messy parts are what are getting you.
Mm-hmm.
Where you're like, oh, I'll like, you'll pick an option where you're like, this option seems good here, but you're not picking it because you're like, gotta stalemate, you know?
Yeah.
And so I think by, like, replacing it with that little bit of, like, organization of, like, stalemate versus creating, like, the turns and stuff like that, I think it'll help a lot.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
I think, because I have 2 Fox games, I think the Glassford game after the first stock probably it gets so messy that we don't need to spend, like, all the time. I think, like, the first stock is good, and then saving some time for, like, that other Fox game where it's more evenly matched, so I can actually, like, see more stuff that I can implement. Because after the first stock, it's just kind of me not being able to kill him.
Yeah, let's do that one then. Okay. You're a crazy person for backfiring at 0 here. This is my rule. I say this rule every day of the week. Do not interact with Fox with any move besides shine or grab below 10%. Don't do it.
I know that too, and, like, you'll see. I think in this game there's times where I do it, but I think sometimes, like, that it just seems so wrong to, like, not do it. I guess because, like, the alternative, I guess, is to, like. Because I don't have double jump there, so I'm like, do I, like, side B away?
But he missed this grab. Just laser. Just turn around. Turn around laser right here.
Like, turn around laser grab, or, like, okay.
Turn around laser, retreating laser. The goal is to get to 10%, Javes. You're like, yeah, so after the laser, I quickly go in and create an interaction. It's like, no.
You're down to 15.
You gotta hit him with 10% of laser. At least, like, 8%. Like, you need the laser damage so badly. So badly. It's, like, insane. Like, you need it. Your moves do not work below that percentage. Like, down air doesn't work. If down air doesn't work, Falco gets destroyed by Fox. So your goal, it should never be like, the thing is, if they give you a shine, obviously take that, you know? Or, like, they up smash and you get latest down air shine, you know, something like that. Then, yeah, take it. But, like, you shouldn't feel like, but they're kind of at a disadvantage, I need to take this. If they're kind of at a disadvantage, makes the lasers all the easier. It's just like it's just gonna body you forever if you don't get the laser. Because the thing is, it's not just you. I yell at Kalindi about this too, because he tries to fight Fox at 0 like every day. Yeah. And it's just like, no, guys, we gotta hit these lasers.
I'm like 70-30, I feel like. I do it most of the time, but sometimes I just...
That's good. That's good. Better than most people. Okay, so right here, I am super duper on team forward smash here. I do the same edge guard every time, where I do forward smash, run off, double jump, double laser, grab edge. I just do that edge guard every time, and it just wins most of the time.
Okay.
I think down airing here is too optimistic. He's a good player, will SDI in once, and then mistech, and they'll just slide off to edge. So it's kind of just like the forward smash guarantees the nice little edge guard here. You could also there are other options you could do there. You could up tilt forward smash. You could up tilt down air. There are things you can do. But personally, when I'm in that situation, I'm like the forward smash guy there. Okay. I think it's nice, easy, effective, works really strongly every time. And, like, that's the thing in this game is, like, you know, you come up with solutions to stuff, and then later you come up with better solutions. So if there's something that, like, fixes the, like, it solves the situation to like 85% effectiveness, even though it's probably not optimal. A lot of times it's nice to just stick it there and come back to it later because it lets you free up your mind to focus on other stuff. So pretty much whenever I'm here, I don't really think too hard about it. I just forward smash and edge guard. Makes life a little easier. Great up tilt. No. Come on, keep him in the air here. Like, he uses double jump, right? So, like, right here, you gotta up tilt, forward smash, aerial, something. You don't want to hit him back to the ground because he had no double jump.
I think... Did I, like, wave dash the wrong way and I couldn't get there?
No, you had a ton of time.
Okay.
You just...
Yeah.
You did wave dash the wrong way, but, like, you definitely had time to just, like, running shine or something here. Or
shine,
single hit up air here, too. You could do that. Single hit up air shine.
Yeah,
a million options.
Yeah, I should have just shined there.
Okay. I really don't like this nair, but it's pretty minor. It's just, you know, the situation is clearly over. It's time to reestablish lasers. Like this, you miss, you get these jabs. Unless you're going to grab immediately here, I would not do another thing.
Okay.
Okay. I like this. Okay. Sure. Nice. Weird laser. Okay. Sort of a bad habit. It seems like you're doing a lot of double jumps like that.
Yeah.
you don't really want those. They're okay sometimes, but it's better to avoid them as like a general rule. Like, they'll happen. Like, they'll kind of just happen, but you don't want to make them happen. Like, you don't want it to be part of the plan. Okay, nice. Nice. Good. Down air. You down aired a little bit late here. This was scary.
So, my thinking was that if I did it too early, because I remember this, if I did it too early, I wouldn't be able to follow up on the ground because of him being low percent.
Yes. No, you're correct. You just need to hit him, like, here.
Oh, okay.
No, it's just because I think you hit him low enough that if he double SDI'd down, he could shine you here.
So still do it delayed, just not that delayed.
Yes, exactly. No, so you did it, so it'd be like this, and it's like, okay, let me see. Boom. 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 Like, hit him right here. Like 1 or 2 frames before this, and I think you'll get him. And it seems like a small note, but as we know, Falco combos are do or die. If you mess it up at all, you get reversal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, what do I do there when the fox is just on ledge, like, and he's just like threatening back air? Is it just like ledge dash shield? Because then I get grabbed. It's like I feel very unsafe in these positions.
Like on ledge?
Like when I'm on ledge and he's kind of threatening this and...
Oh, okay. So this is somewhat of a stadium issue. Because the corner, like, ledge pressure on the stadium is, like, absurd. Like, it's actually insane.
Yeah.
So, like, you don't have dash full hop to top plat, and it's just in this awkward spot where he can, like, wave land off and, like, hit you with, like, a back air. It is a bad position. I think, like, ledge dash roll and ledge dash up tilt are pretty good. Sometimes, like, I'll do, like if you're gonna do this double laser thing like you did, then, like, definitely double laser shield. Like, I'm pretty sure you had time 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, you definitely had time to shield here.
Okay.
It's just a really awkward position, and generally my goal is to either get to the side plat and then full hop off of it, or kind of just wait for my moment to dash and roll. It's not a very good spot. But if eventually you get better at like, basically you just don't want to be like, like Fox can't really get you on ledge or like right here at the very tip. He kind of gets you like right here. because he wakes to wave. They want to waveland off this platform so badly.
Yeah.
And so a lot of times I kind of like will get up and I'll stay right here, and then maybe I'll get close, and then I'll try to like slide by or something like that. But basically just try to play this position out somewhat carefully, and don't like panic too much. But it is like 80-20 or something.
Okay, that makes sense.
It's like really, really rough. And ledge dash always is fine. Because you're like invulnerable. Yeah, you really don't want to be doing these. Like, this is like either you're gonna short hop up air this, or you're gonna shine back air, or you're gonna back air. Down air here is not the play. Like, because it doesn't put him at a significant enough of a disadvantage. Like, if you think about it, this is not gonna kill Fox. Like, does this kill Fox? No. You get a tech chase, but you didn't need to. He could have just teched it, you know? And you wouldn't have gotten this tech chase. So it's like, it's almost like what you're doing is that you're saying to yourself that, like, if I hit him with a back air, he's not going to die. So I don't want to do that. I want to go for this super gamble where 1 out of 10 times he dies. And it's like, nah, it doesn't really do anything, because if this created a greater disadvantage state than, like, back air for him, then yeah, you would do it. But, like, when... what I'll say is that when you're as Fox here, and Falco is, like, rising full hop back air, you know, like, with momentum and stuff, like, let's say you're, like, let's like right here. So, like, let's say you're here, but boom, and let's say from right here, I do dash this way, full hop back air, and Fox goes here, and I land on the side plat. Hey, there's stuff here. Like, there are ways to maybe kill Fox out of it. Like, you might get a back air on survival DI into another hit.
Yeah.
So, like, the back air and stuff here is good. You don't really want to do these down air resets unless there's a platform below you.
Okay. I think it's because there's no top plat, so I was, like, uncomfortable. Because on a top plat, I would just shine, waveland, continue the combo.
Right, but, like, keeping them up in the air is a priority. That's what I'll say.
Yeah.
The only time you want to down air people back to the ground is if there's a platform.
Okay.
As like a general rule. Because the only other place would be in the corner, and the problem is that in the corner, a lot of times they'll just slide off the ledge. And that's why it's usually just the platforms that are kind of good for it. Okay, that was a decent back air. Not a horrible idea. Okay. Nice. Okay. You got to be a little bit more aware that, like, Fox can, like, side beat a ledge here. Like, you should be setting up to maybe get to ledge. Like, if he side beat to edge right here, you would never cover it.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, don't full hop. Definitely looking for the short hop there. Short hop or wave dash off to edge.
See, fiction logic kicked in here.
Yeah, good. Good. That's
10.
the way to do it. Little, like, slightly too low a percent for down tilt, but it wasn't the worst idea. I think, like how many more percent would it... Yeah, like, I think 2 or 3 more percent, and down tilt's optimal there, so... It's a Kalindi combo, I think, when they're at, like, 10 or 11, and you get laser down tilt, and it knocks down, but just barely, so they miss their tech. Mm-hmm. And then you do late down air, early down air, and it works. Like, the double down air there works. It's kind of crazy. It's just like a weird Kalindi setup.
That was dumb.
Yeah. gotta get, like, what are you doing? You gotta, like, okay, so it seems like this is like a habit, is that you laser and you stand here. But this is like a worthless range. You need to be here. So that's just something, that's just a very small change that will make your edge guards just get like 20 times better. Because you're just at this really weird range where you can't short hop to ledge. Okay. Well, okay, so okay, so 99% of this match was kind of like fake Fox Falco. And I think, like, you weren't doing bad ideas, but, like, the consequences of those ideas were, like, entirely fake just because, like, the Fox was kind of doing the, like, weird wrong options the whole time.
Yeah. Should we watch the Glasper one then?
Sure. I mean, I do still have takeaways from it.
Yeah, I just to see
I think. Yeah, no, we can definitely watch the Glasper one right now, though. All right, let's watch this, and then we'll talk about this matchup more. Gotta watch out for those down tilts. Not a high enough percent. Grab is good there, like laser grab instead of the down tilt. Okay. Downing from top platform is bad against Fox. Okay. I actually do like this first stock in general quite a bit. Like, the general movement and stuff you're doing is good. Like, you're using the platforms a lot, vertical space. That's one of the first things I look for. Uh-oh. The lasers are kind of stopping, though. Yeah. That was like 3 or 4 aerials in a row with no lasers. That's bad.
It stops.
Okay, you get corner pressured. It's really funny. This is like a dumb little trick, but there's a lot of spots here where when they land this back air, every freaking Fox on the planet Earth does rising back air, and I just like hold shield and try not to shield it.
Okay.
Or back throw. It's not even like a great option, but it's like it's a practical option. Most Foxes do late back air, early back air there.
I'm pretty sure the first stock is the only one where I laser, so let's see.
Okay.
Because I think he just starts shining me so much.
Yeah. I think, this almost has the same issues, from what I've seen from both this last game and this game, it almost has the same issues as, like, the Falco Ditto, where you, like, what's the best way to say it? It's kind of that you get thrown off your plan, but it's not in, like, what's the best way to say it? It's like you're not willing enough to, like, keep repeating the plan all the time, and then like trusting the plan to, like, win. It seems like you know the plan is good and you're trying to, like, do the plan, but then, like, you don't fully trust the plan to win the match. And so when, like, a weird situation comes up that doesn't fit in the plan, you're like, I knew this would happen. Like a non-planned situation that I'd have to play out. And I think that, like, you could definitely put more effort into, like, trying to keep steering the game towards your plan rather than, like, when differences come up, like, allowing those differences to really, like, happen. Like, you should be trying really hard to, like, keep the train on the tracks. And so I think that from just watching it, it looks like there's, like, a little, like, it's like your game plan brain almost, like, flips on and off. Like you said, you're like, oh, wait a minute, I'm supposed to be, like, standing laser.
Yeah.
And it's like, I think, like, coming in with the simple plan of, like, oh, I'm going to do a standing laser. And then, like, making sure that when you're in a situation where it seems like you're not doing it as much, to try to, like, keep doing it, to sort of trust the plan to like to do what it's supposed to do. Because I'll be honest, what I'm looking at right now is like a collection of good ideas and bad ideas that are extremely disorganized. It
Yeah.
doesn't. So it feels like I'll watch for like 5 second period, and you make only good decisions, and then those 5 seconds end, and you're like, I don't know what to do anymore. Random move, nair, whatever. And then you finish that, and you're like, why did I do that? That was so dumb. What was the plan? Oh yeah, go to platform, drop with laser, and it's like, and it feels like it's just not organized enough, or like it's not straightforward enough towards the plan that you know is there. Um,
Hmm.
so like I can just come out and say like 90% of the stocks you lost in these matches were not from them poking holes in the plan. It's from you like doing some random thing that you weren't supposed to do and then getting hit for it. So
Okay.
so like I would rather your matches take 60 seconds longer, and you learn and you avoided all these weird situations, and you only played the situations that you knew about. Like it's better to do that than like play a minute shorter game where half the situations were in the plan and half were just like weird. Uh because like you have the plan, you know that the plan, like in your head the plan wins. Like if the plan is executed correctly, you win the game. And so like their job is to kind of like throw you off from that plan. And your job is to like when they're throwing you off, be like, nah, I'm just gonna go back to this position, and then the plan will continue. You know.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. I
And
think
then
I
another
think
one is just like not getting reversaled out of like combos and like kind of like dropping them. There you, I think it seems like the issue in your combos comes mostly from the edgeguard confidence, where it doesn't seem like you're super confident with a lot of edgeguard positions. So when you're comboing, because when I'm comboing, they'll pop into a certain spot, and I'm like, aha, like I just hit them here, and then they're in this edgeguard situation that I love, and so I feel a lot more confident like ending my combos. But I feel like you have a little bit of a tendency to kind of just combo until you mess up and then they hit you. And I
yeah.
feel like that's probably just because you don't have a ton of confidence edge guarding. I actually think literally just getting a little closer to the edge will make a lot of the edge guards a lot easier for you, so that might change more than you'd think.
Hmm.
I don't know. What are your thoughts? Well, we can talk for a couple more minutes and then call it.
It makes sense. I think I need to understand the game plan. Like I think there's certain areas where I understand why the game plan is good, and that's when I'm like moving and like
Mm-hmm.
I'm in my opponent's head and like melee makes sense. And then there's times where Fox is just like on top of me and I don't understand why the game plan would work. And I think that's why, like, not that I think it's bad, but more that, like you said, it's like chaotic. And I think
Mm-hmm.
that's where my brain just defaults to like throw out hitbox. So I'm gonna ask like a question that sounds like a noob question,
Yeah.
but I like want like the in-depth answer. Why doesn't like when Mango play like the fastest foxes, why doesn't he have to like do this super laser heavy runaway, make them like do this laser approach style?
I mean, he does.
Why doesn't it look like that though, if that
Why
makes sense?
doesn't it look like that? I would say it doesn't look like that because he he trusts his information gathering a lot. So if he lasers you once and you dash back out of it, his second laser might be calling out your dash back. Whereas I will be like, aha, laser 1 caused the dash back. What will laser 2 cause?
Okay.
And so I think he just has a lot of confidence when he gathers his information that it's time to go in. And a lot of times you're watching Mango against people like Cody, um, where he knows everything that Cody is capable of. I think if you watch Mango against a Fox like Sunsei or even Pipsqueak. Pip got that win.
Mm.
He'll when he's fighting against a more unfamiliar fox, he's forced to basically make more like most foxes would do this here. Like, you can either play the long laser information gathering game, or you can capitalize on whatever information you have. I like to, because the thing is, I don't sit there laser camping forever. I only do it until I know exactly how the fox thinks about lasers. And when I do that, I can manipulate them using the lasers. And I don't need to camp quite as hard. And that's why in most of my sets, it's not just me sitting there camping lasers the entire set. Because I start getting instances where I'm like, wait a minute, this laser can catch you here. I'm pretty sure you're going to dash in or dash out here. And that's when, Falco's aggression and pressure starts sort of shining through. And so I think basically, Mango just like, he'll see you dash back once, and he's just like, you're scared of me, you're going to dash back again, and then he'll call you out for it, like, really quickly.
So it's like, it is the same game plan, it's just like, it's like the super optimized version, because he, like, is just going off of hard reads in areas where...
Yeah, literally. Yeah, so he's just hard reading, and especially at tippy top level, like, if you know the player you are playing, you don't need to gather as much info. Like, I don't need to spam nearly as many lasers against Geo, for instance, because I know how he plays. Is spamming lasers really good? Yeah, and sometimes what'll happen is I'll be like, I'm playing Geo, so I can go for this read and this read, but he just adjusted from the last week, and he'll just beat me up for it really badly. And then when I need, and then you'll see me make an adjustment where I go, okay. And then I go back to this really safe laser campy game to try to gather more info of like, he changed things. What did he change? How is he playing now? But yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, if you want to approach with Falco without a ton of lasers, you just need to make crazy hard reads.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much. And Mango a lot of times relies on the fact that, like, he's just better than people. So... like, I don't know, for instance, like, Mango at 0 will do laser, dash back, dash in, approaching laser on Fox, and everyone's like, wow, look at that. And it's like, yeah, but if he gets up smashed, he dies. And it's like, yeah, but most Foxes, if they up smash you at 0, aren't gonna, like, complete the stock, But then if they do, it was a really bad choice to approaching laser there. Like, really bad. Like, you just went down a stock. And so I'm not a super fan of approaching lasering there when I don't have a lot of info. But Mango is kind of relying on the fact that, like, if I'm right, I'll kill him, and if they're wrong, I'll figure something to get out.
Yeah.
So it's like a little bit gambly. It's not really, like, as effective play of, like, the character in general, but at a top level in tournament, a lot of times it's better to just play against the player.
Okay. I think I understand. So it makes sense. So I think while I play, it's literally just like when I'm in chaos, it's like my gut should be, instead of like down airing out of shield, just to like stalemate and be like, it's better to just do the game plan and
stop. because if you're in a bad situation, like if you're in a bad spot, like, think of it as like a slider, where it's like, if you're in a bad spot, your goal is not a good spot, because that skips the neutral spot. Obviously, it'd be great. It'd be great to be in a bad spot and get a reversal and then kill them. And when it comes up, sure. But the like definition of like solid play is negative to neutral to positive.
Mm-hmm.
And so let's see. So what was the exact situation that you brought up that I was explaining that about?
Like right before this?
Yeah. Like, what made me bring that up? I
think
blanked out a
Mango?
little bit. Huh?
Mango?
Oh yeah, I think it was just that when you're in a negative position, that's what it was. When you're just in a negative position, trying to stalemate is usually the solid choice. Like, trying to roll away and maybe create a stalemate, or full hop away and create a stalemate. Those are that is the choice that you want to spend the majority of your experience practicing, especially at first. Like, especially where you're at. Like, I just remember there was an era of my Falco where every situation that I didn't like, I would try to stalemate it. And sometimes it worked, and sometimes it didn't. And sometimes it would really hurt me actually to try to stalemate out of every spot, where other Falcos would just go for the reversal every time. But what it taught me is it taught me these are the stalemates that work. These are the ones where you can't stalemate. So in situations where I knew that I couldn't stalemate, then I started going for reversals in those spots because there is no stalemate. It's either fight your way out, wait a second, hope they mess up their pressure and fight your way out, or die. And so just knowing which ones are which is really helpful. Because if you can, you want to stalemate, you know. And so I think at the point you're at right now, you should be sort of over stalemating. If a position is negative, try to stalemate it. And when it doesn't work out, you'll sort of get a better feeling of what is stalemateable and not. Because I definitely just hardcore did the grinding on the stalemating, and then I sort of hit the limit of that, and then I started looking for more reversals, and then that sort of completes Falco's whole, like, DI defense thing.
Okay.
So, yeah, moving forward, I would say try extra hard to remove the chaos. And try extra hard to stalemate when you don't like it, when you don't like a situation. And try to stay a little bit more focused on steering the game towards the stuff you know. Like, if you know certain situations are good, try really hard to steer the game toward those in particular, using stalemates to avoid those situations that you don't know or that you don't like. And just try to be extra, extra, extra disciplined. I think it'll help. Like I said, you're at a point where it's not like you don't have good ideas. You know, you're not a brainless Falco. It's that you need to figure out where the bad ideas are and the lazy ideas and start removing those until you're like, I am the perfect game plan Falco and I lose all these situations. And I'll be like, great. So here you dash back, and here you crouch, and here you go to platform first, you know? And then you go, oh, great, because you removed all the laziness, you can just stick those in place of the game plan that you already have working for you.
Okay, so just, like, the game plan itself will have, like, spots where I lose, but that's just...
Yes, that's what you want. That's like the goal. You want to bring your game plan to the tournament, and the game plan fails, and then you go back to the drawing board, and you say, why did the game plan fail? Here, here, and here, and you make those adjustments, because you go, oh, last tournament I lost 3 stocks every game to this one mistake. And so you fix that error in your game plan, and you go there the next week, and you play. And now, either it's going to be the same problem and you didn't fix it, or it's going to be a different problem, a different issue that's causing you to lose all your stocks. And then you go back, and you go back to the drawing board, and you fix that issue, you know?
Yeah.
So that is much better than, like, trying to figure out complicated situations in tournament. You're just going to end up, like, in this weird, like, disconnected state where you're thinking really fast, but your character's not, like, moving with what your thoughts are doing, and it's really hard to play. That's what happens when you try to figure stuff out in tournament.
Yeah. Relate to that.
So, yeah, that is what I think our path is going forward. And I will talk to you, I guess, at Verdugo, and we'll see how this, how the implementation of this is going.
Cool. Sounds good. Thanks, man.
All right. Yep. Sounds good. You have my payment info, right?
Yep.
Okay. Great. I'll talk to you later then.
All right. See ya.
Peace.